There is something about Ghana that make foreigners start truck whenever they go to Ghana.
The results of your DNA test resulted in 45% sub-Saharan African lineage.
Really?
Now, what that means, it's comprised of 22% Ivory Coast and Ghana.
Ghana!
So many foreigners, whenever they go to Ghana, they behave like, oh my God, they are going to one place in Africa that, will change their life. And this has always been the reaction of so many foreigners, Americans, Afro-Americans, Afro-Caribbeans that come to Ghana.
What is something I wouldn't believe about you?
I grew up in Ghana. My parents worked for the Salvation Army, followed them around in my youth, and found out my real name is Kofi. And I haven't stopped eating jollof and doing Afrobeats dancing ever since. I loved it. I loved the people.
In today's video, we'll be talking about foreigners' reaction to their stay in Ghana, and when they went to Ghana, the things that made them, fall so much in love with Ghana. I'm Delicious Army. Here I talk Ghana, I talk Nigeria, and all the good stuff relating to them.
I wouldn't go back. Out for $100 an hour job. I wouldn't go back.
Interesting.
I would not go back at all. Getting up in the morning, doing what you have to do, and rushing to go and punch the clock to make somebody else rich. You get to decide what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it. And us, we work really hard. So it pays off because we're working for ourselves instead of giving all our energy and everything to somebody else to make them rich so they can live a good life. In the U.S., we're kind of groomed to be an employee. Work for someone.
You all heard from this man who said he would prefer to stay in Ghana and work, to make a living than to live in America where he ends up working for someone. For this man, he believes that he has more peace in Ghana. He finds more peace in Ghana compared to when he used to live in America.
Everybody wanted to come home, but they're scared that when they get home, the money will get finished and then they have to go back. When you are in overseas, you might think that people like you, family members love you. But when you come here and stay, their attitude is different. Yeah, I think Ghana is expensive. Ghana is not what you think. When you convert the money to dollars, you might think that it's not expensive, but the money runs like river. So when you come and think that Ghana is cheap and you are coming to spend your money like United States, you can't last. You will go back. Now, I don't think about to become a millionaire. I just want to live my simple life. If I can buy something, whatever I want, I can buy it. I'm okay.
You heard when the wife said that you can never compare the life they had in Ghana and the life they had in the US. This man said he doesn't have plans of being a millionaire. He just wants to afford the basic things of life. Although things are very expensive in Ghana, according to him, he said so many Africans who relocate to the diaspora, or will I say migrate to the diaspora, find it hard to relocate back to Ghana. Why? Because they are scared that by the time they come to Ghana, finally, all the money they have made in the diaspora, they will end up, spending it in Ghana because of the cost of things.
That is in Ohio. He said, I have tried four times. And I have to go back.
Really?
Yeah, 4 times. He said, man, I wish I can do it. Everybody wanted to come home. About 90%. Who wanted to get up in the morning and go and clock and, stress? Yeah, no. Everybody wanted to come home, but they're scared that when they get home, the money will get finished and then they have to go back.
And also this man is also emphasizing that Africans, the way their relatives, friends and well-wishers treat them when they come to Africa is different from the way they are treated when they are in the diaspora. I'll be talking more on this later on in this video, but let's quickly watch Eldris Alba when he came to Ghana and the way he was treated in the Ashanti Kingdom.
Recently,
went to Ghana right here last month. What was the occasion?
Yeah.
What was the occasion?
Well, I was in Ghana. Actually, I was making a documentary about gold, the Gold Coast. I was really fascinated how human beings are fascinated with this mineral gold, right? And while I was there in Ashanti Kingdom, which is in Kumasi, the king, the Ashanti king, said, "Hey, I'm a big fan. Why don't you come to my yearly procession where I meet all of my kingdom, of which is a very big, vast kingdom." And he said, "Please come down and say hi." What? Yes. So I showed up in my jeans. They were like, "No. You got to wear this." And that was the outfit. And it was a really fascinating day. I mean, it was beautiful. The tradition was rich. And
you all heard from Eldris. You all saw that this man had a beautiful stay, a beautiful time in Ghana. You all, you heard when he was talking about how the Asante king invited him, how he enjoyed his stay, he learned about tradition and a whole lot. Many of these people always behave so starstruck whenever they come to Ghana, and it's really so beautiful to see, to be sincere with you. Now, let's talk about this guy who said he used to live in Ghana. His name is Kofi, although he lives in the diaspora now, but living in Ghana taught him a lot about life. Let's listen to him.
What is something I wouldn't believe about you?
I grew up in Ghana. My parents worked for the Salvation Army, followed them around in my youth, and found out my real name is Kofi. And I haven't stopped eating jollof and doing Afrobeats dancing ever since. I loved it. I loved the people. There's a real healthy sense of masculinity, actually.
So that is just it, my people. So many people have beautiful experiences, whenever they come to Ghana. And this is one of the things that I would love to experience next year. I want to know that particular thing that, happens to them in Ghana that makes them starstruck. And whenever they go back to the diaspora, they always have a lot of things to say. Well, let's quickly talk about the other man who said the way relatives treat people who live in the diaspora is different when they relocate back to Africa. There's this mindset many of our people have, and it is entitlement mindset. Many of them believe that because I have a brother, I have a sister that lives in the diaspora, I should not work again. All my problems are over. All the battles I go through in life is over. My brother who is in the diaspora will just sit down and every morning, every night will send me dollars to eat and enjoy myself. And because of that, they tend to give family members who live in the diaspora maximum respect and so many preferential treatments. So if for any reason you relocate back to Africa, they start seeing you the normal way. They start seeing you that, oh, you're no longer in the diaspora. You're no longer earning that dollar. You're no longer earning that pounds. You're now in Ghana with me. And in cities. So they now start feeling, what do you have to even offer me? This is majorly with family members who are entitled and wicked. I have got this reaction from a lot of people where they complain that the way their family members treat them when they were in the diaspora and the way they treat them when they came back to Africa is totally different. Like I always say, people who will treat you right will start treating you right from your little beginning. How to know family members that will treat you right is how they treated you during your little beginning, not when things became rosy. So that's just it. There's something about Ghana that so many foreigners love. Like I always say in my videos, when it comes to culture, like you need a country that represents African culture to the maximum. Ghana is that country. Yes, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone. Yes, Kenya. Yes, they represent more of African culture, like the in-depth of African culture. Ghanaians have been able to preserve their culture to a large extent. Their tourism is more of African culture, from the food to the attire to the language that is being spoken in Ghana. So that goes to, show that these people are, gatekeepers of that tradition. And anybody who lives in the diaspora that wants a country where they can, enjoy the full euphoria of African culture, always think of Ghana first. Yes. In Ghana, the major language they speak there is Twi. Although many people say, oh, they speak English in Ghana. Yes, but, for a globalized country that still speaks their indigenous languages in many of their TV stations, communicating to each other. That goes to tell you how much they gatekeep their tradition. So I believe these are many other things that, attract foreigners to Ghana, and also the electricity, the peace, like the just concluded election. Nobody will hear something like that will not be interested in that country. So that's just it. Feel free to drop your own opinions on why you think foreigners always choose Ghana when it comes to enjoyment in Africa. Do all by liking the video, do all by subscribing to the channel. I'm Delicious Army. Yeah, it's all Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, and all the good stuff relating to them. I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye bye.